And welcome back to the TGP Wrestling Podcast. It has been 4 months since we last uploaded on this channel. And from the bottom of my heart, I can only say I'm a little bit sorry. But in that time...
You ain't sorry.
No,
Come on, bro.
I'm a little bit sorry. But in that time, we launched TGP Football, right? Which is, that's been a bit of our project time. But we realised that our OG, our original podcast that is 3 years old at this point, was being neglected. So me and Kyle in TGP Towers sat and had a conversation, and we said, what can we bring to the masses? What can we bring to our people and our subscribers to say, we're back. We're permanently back. This is us now. So me and Kyle thought, what do we both like? What do we both love, in fact? And after we said, sitting in a sauna with men, we decided that we can't call it TGP sitting in a sauna with men. And the second idea we had was coffee. So we said, me and Kyle sat down and we said, wrestling coffee. So me and Kyle are sat here with our mugs. Mine's got a rabbit on it. With our coffee, ready to talk about some wrestling. That is the premise of this show. And if you're watching on YouTube, Kyle has completely lost his head at this concept.
Look, this has been a beautiful recreation of what happened. Might have been exaggerated in areas, we'll say. But the long and short of it is, it used to be the Monday Scramble. That's over now. Corey's out. Adam's in. Instead of the egg part of the Monday Scramble, we're going for the coffee part. Maybe I'll bin Adam off at some point. I'll get Chris in, and we'll be like the big sausages.
I've shared a room with Chris. Big sausages is a pretty big overstatement, if I can be honest with you. I mean, that's a
I'm glad that
crazy
we've
take.
gone too. It's Pride Month, you know. We sauna with men, talking about Chris's
That was last month.
manhood. Where could we go from this?
I don't know, but wrestling is a lot of sweaty men, and that is something that we have to acknowledge on this show.
And some of those sweaty men are very attractive. Like, we can't disagree with that.
Okay. I don't know where this is going. That is a pretty crazy start to a podcast, but I would argue not our craziest start. We've had much crazier starts. If you listen to what was recorded before we even started talking, I don't think we'd still have a podcast, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Don't say that. We didn't say anything that bad.
Nothing wild. Nothing wilder than what Vince McMahon said over the years.
Oh, okay.
That gives us such a scope.
What's this episode about? Let's not talk about Big Vince. Let's not talk about that guy.
No, so the way that me and Kyle are doing this is we're going to talk to each other once a week and decide, this is what I want to talk about today. We feel that this is going to give us a really natural, progressive conversation where we can talk about something that we're actually really passionate about that we think you will be too. Now, me and Kyle today are talking about the big changing landscape of wrestling. Because when we were kids, it was a cardinal sin to mention the name of any other promotion on WWE television. That wouldn't happen. You wouldn't mention TNA. It might happen once every couple of years, and the person that did it would probably get sacked, right? But it very rarely happened. They did it in the 90s with WCW, where they did the joint show between WWE and WCW after Vince bought them, and he stood there, I bought the competition. And he brought the competition and all that. He was going.
I love how you keep talking about Vince.
I'm sorry, there wasn't.
Let that man go.
That one wasn't intentional. I can assure you. And then Shane's like, I know, I own WCW. Just say McMahon, but it says my name. And all of that. And then they brought over some WCW guys, but not all of them. They brought over all the bad ones that no one wanted to see, apart from maybe a couple. And all the big guys were sat at home on their big contracts going, brother, I've got loads of money, brother. And then that was it. Whereas now, the wrestling world has changed. Because WWE don't only acknowledge TNA, they work with TNA directly. The TNA World Champion came onto WWE television on NXT with the belt and lost it to an NXT superstar. He also then had a match at WrestleMania. It all started a couple of years ago with Mickie James coming out at the Royal Rumble, and that was like, oh, we were all sat there like, Mike, that's crazy. And Jordan Grace did it, and then we're where we are now. Carl reminded me before we started recording that Nakamura had a match in Japan whilst being under WWE contract at Pro Wrestling Noah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was worried you'd forget.
Yeah, I
no.
remember. Cool. It's all locked
Obviously,
up
we
in
just had Worlds Collide, which was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, really good. Triple A. Every single match on that card was amazing. To no surprise
it
of
really
anyone's.
was.
Really, right? Chad Gable, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers to our brother, our Lord and Saviour, Chad Gable, who I believe is injured until next year, which is genuinely really painful.
It is
really painful.
really upsetting.
But it does prove that he. Go, Carl. Go on. Go. You talk.
It's sad because he's been doing too much. Like he comes and supports his friends in El Grande, who's still on TV. So obviously it's not him.
Point proven.
He supports his fellow brethren in Alpha Academy.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Yeah, Alpha Academy. Look, I weirdly, I know all of them individually. I don't know. I can't remember what shit name they've given them all. But it's a shame. But it isn't a shame. Here's how we segue back into what we were talking about.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Look, the world of wrestling is fantastic now. Back in my day at least, I'm not as old man as you keep talking about Vince McMahon, as if he's still around. TNA you'd never talk about TNA on wrestling or on WWE programming. They weren't even really rivals. They just, given promotion, I guess. Nowadays, you're working with them, you're working with AAA. That's pretty crazy. But the new WCW-esque person, the one that you're not supposed to talk about, but it is mentioned all the time on WWE programming, and the same with AEW always talk about WWE as well. They're working with New Japan. Like, we've got like the 4, maybe questionably, maybe even 5 if you class in AAA as like the 5th biggest. You've got like the 5 biggest wrestling companies working with each other. Not all of them working with all of the others, but there are two sides at this point, which is just, it's mad. It's dream match material all the time. Like, if we just go back to Worlds Collide, Vikingo versus our big man, rest his soul, was a phenomenal 10 out of 10 match. Like, I loved it. Corey watched it. Even he, because Corey didn't know who Vikingo was, even he was like, my God, I want to watch AAA now. And that's really what is like so good about these collaborations. You're not just getting the best of both worlds. It's introducing you into shit that you didn't even really care about before, but now you're like, oh wow. Like, the TNA champion just lost on NXT. Now I need to, like, I love Trick Williams, etc., etc. I actually can't remember if it is Trick Williams.
It was. It was.
Yes, my NXT knowledge, unparalleled. I want to watch him on TNA now. And then boom, Slammiversary, in my opinion, it's kind of had some of the biggest hype it's had in quite a while this year.
Yeah.
Like, I've not thought about Slammiversary in many years, but I've been seeing all about it, and I actually was quite excited for it.
I mean, JC Jane won the TNA Knockouts Championship last night. She is now the TNA Knockouts Champion and NXT Women's Champion simultaneously. This is a crazy world we live in. AJ Styles came out with his original TNA music on TNA whilst being with WWE.
Yeah,
it boggles really, the mind.
We're eating good at the moment.
And I think the thing is, it benefits TNA much more than it benefits WWE, I would imagine, right? Because everyone knows WWE are really popular. Yeah, that's not going to change. But TNA are going to have this. You saw Slammiversary last night. It was in a pretty big arena that looked like it was sold out, which I don't think would have happened without WWE. So it just benefits both sides. It's the same with kind of like New Japan and AEW, where New Japan, I would say around what, like 2015, 16, 17, that sort of era where Kenny was there and they had like the matches with Okada. And I actually had a New Japan World subscription because I was so obsessed with New Japan. When they had their massive boom with the Western audience. And since then, they've really struggled. Not so much like they're going to close their doors. Nothing as like serious as that. But like to the point where they really struggled to gain traction with the Western audience. They're probably just as popular as they were in Japan, but obviously Kenny left, the Bucks left, and then it kind of got to a point where, and then Jay White came to AEW, and it was like, okay, I'm a little bit worried for New Japan. So I think that AEW very cleverly said, you know what, let's all just do it together. You come over here, we'll go, let's all do it together, and then we're not just poaching your biggest stars. We're taking them, but you get to retain their talent as well. And it
Yeah,
works
it's
for both
interesting
sides.
because AEW kind of was New Japan America essentially when it first started. Like all your big guys from New Japan that have like gotten so big on the indie, especially in that, like you say, that explosion of your Kenny Okada, like New Japan becoming big in the West era. Yeah, they just kind of AEW became New Japan for about like the US, and it was exciting, but also New Japan just lost like some of their very very precious talent. So it makes sense that they're like now buddy and like they'll do work together, but it's kind of strange. I think it's strange that they're all so chubby. Like I kind of get why they are, but I'm glad they are because if they weren't, I don't think I'd know a lot about New Japan anymore. When before me and you would actually meet up and watch the events.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously not in Japan, but like we
No,
would meet up
no.
and watch the
For
events live.
clarity.
And it's good that we can still see these like dream matches. Like I never would have thought I would have seen Daniel Bryan versus Okada before, and then boom, he's gone over to AEW. AEW got their own like talent pool, like Ring of Honor as well. And yeah, we're just seeing dream matches. Like we are seeing multiple dream matches that we never thought we'd see every year, and that's just something that like if you would have told us 10 years ago, WWE, that oh yeah, Daniel Bryan not only will make a return, but he'll have matches with some of like the best talent in the world outside WWE. You never would have thought you'd get that. So it really is just fantastic how, especially I think AEW and New Japan's styles work together. I don't think New Japan could work with WWE in that way.
No.
I think the styles clash a bit too much.
God, if we hadn't talked about AJ yet, that would have been such a good segue. Stars clash too much. Speaking of stars clash, let's talk about AJ Styles.
I don't actually know what he did on Slammiversary.
He basically just
I
came
knew he
out at
was
the
there,
end
but
to congratulate. I want to say Leon Slater. I got to be honest. I am sorry for everyone here. I'm not I don't watch. Yes, it was Leon Slater. Look at me.
Unmatched in your TNA knowledge.
I religiously watch WWE and NXT. And NXT is a new one for me because I actually didn't watch NXT for ages. A lot of the TNA stuff actually brought me back to NXT to watch it. And I put in our chat the other day that I think that NXT is WWE's best show, which I don't think you could have said that for years. Back when NXT used to put on banger after banger matches and everyone used to say NXT is great and then WWE is kind of crap, which it was. And then you had the Tribal Chief stuff with Roman Reigns and it was just unbelievably elite. And NXT was sort of like, yeah, they're okay. I'll still watch it, whatever. Whereas now NXT is just great, so great. Love
I'm gonna
watching
have
it
to take your
every
word
week.
for it. I don't watch NXT. Corey actually religiously watches it, and he's constantly like, "How do you not know A, B, and C?" And I'm just like, "I don't know, man." Like, for me, I'm a lot more interested in AEW than I am NXT. And it's not like I watch every AEW show because, like, dog, I don't watch every WWE show. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I think it's definitely it's a different type of wrestling, you know. And I think
Yeah,
NXT is kind of just almost like a mid between of like WWE style and like indie style, and that's good. But I think I really love seeing AEW's like over the top style. Like it's when you watch an AEW match, you know you're watching an AEW match. You know what I mean?
so
They are
I
doing like crazy stupid shit that you think, what the fuck are they doing? But also it kind of works.
my larger issue of AW is that for one good thing they'll do five bad things, and that's why I really struggle to like keep up and watch it all the time. Like I watched All In. It was All In Texas, wasn't it? That's what it was called. I'm not like being an AEW.
Yeah, it's all in.
Yeah, I watched
As
it.
I quickly check.
It was great. Genuinely really enjoyed it because I went in without a lot of context because I don't watch AEW every week. So I didn't go in with like, oh, this guy and this guy are feuding and this is why and like they hate each other. And I didn't go in with all that because for me, I sort of went in with, right, I'm just going to watch this for the actual wrestling of it. I'm just going to watch these guys that I know wrestle. And it was as simple as that. That's what I went in with. And it was really, really good. Genuinely really good. Really enjoyed it. Had no complaints whatsoever as a product. The Moxley match was. Do you know what? I've seen it get hyped up a lot as a match. I thought it was mostly really good, but the fork thing I could not do. Like, I'm sorry. I know that people are hyping it. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's this, it's that. It's just fucking dumb. I don't know what are we doing. Like, he actually stabbed him in the head with a fork.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. I think there is at least one or two times nearly every match I watch on an AEW card, where I look at it and I'm just like, this shit is dumb as hell. Like this is dumb as hell. Like the Swerve and Will Ospreay match with the Young Bucks. They were doing like all these like tag team like symmetry kind of moves, and then both Swerve and Will Ospreay pinned each of like Matt and Nick, and I was like, why are they both pinning like them? Like one of you is clearly not the legal man pinning someone who also not the legal man. Like, why are you even doing that? This is dumb as shit. But I also like it's good fun. And even like with All In, like Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm, I think it's just we're eating good. What can I say? I don't like Mercedes Moné. I'll have that on record. I actually really don't fuck with her. I don't know what it is. I just
He's always not liked her, by the way. This isn't like an
yeah.
AEW thing.
I
He
even
didn't
didn't like
like
her
her in
when she was
WWE.
Sasha Banks in WWE. It's like it's not a new thing, but it is Aura her coming in with all these titles, which again we wouldn't have seen in any other era of like wrestling,
No.
and that's what's it's so good to build up this like collaborative atmosphere because especially like when we talk about Forbidden Door, you've got two shows and two brands to build these people to the moon without having to like ever worry about, oh well, how are we supposed to build these two mega stars and like not take away from either one of them. Well, you don't have to if they're two completely different companies. Like
Yeah.
Worlds Collide, you don't need to worry about building two people on the same brand. You can just bring in the best of the best and make them compete with your best of the best. It's just great.
And look, Tony Storm is probably, I don't know, one of the best things in wrestling right now. Like, she's just
I
the
think she
love.
would definitely go down as one of the goats.
Like, the work that she's doing and has been doing is like. I don't think she went. Obviously, I know WWE fumbled. I don't think it's. I don't think wrestling's as cut and dry as that. Oh, this person does really well in another company. That means the other company fumbled. Well, no, not really, because it's like Swerve, isn't it? Different companies see wrestlers differently. They see them from a different angle. They allow them into the creative control of themselves to say, right, what do you think you should do? Where do we want to go with your character? Because, like, you can say, oh, like someone that me and Corey both really like at the moment, right? Me and Corey both like Ethan Page, right? In NXT. He was in AEW, but no one says, oh, AEW fumbled. Well, why? If you're going to use that argument one way, you'd use it the other, wouldn't you? To say, like, oh, well, if he was in AEW but and then went to WWE and has been successful, then, oh, one company's fumbled. No, it's not. It's not necessarily like that. I don't blame AEW or WWE in either scenario. You have someone, they don't work within your product with the vision you have for them, but then they go somewhere else and succeed. That is fine in wrestling. And it's the whole kind of comes back to like this rivalry that fan bases have. Why is there a AEW fan base and a WWE fan base? It's so dumb. It's just wrestling. Like I don't understand why people care so much about enjoying all of the products or one of the products or none of like it baffles me. Genuinely baffles me.
Yeah, and I think it's really weird because I think, like you're saying with this whole like one company fumbling or like whatever, I think it's just stupid. Each company, I think, each of the major companies, they all like kind of excel at their own specific thing, and that's what the collaborations show off the best. That everyone, all these companies, they're not. It's almost like they're not really. They're competing to be the best wrestling company in general, but they're all trying to their own vision of what the best wrestling company is all slightly different. So if
Yeah.
you are an AEW fan and like that is your favorite style of wrestling, then like yeah, that's cool. You can be like an ultra hard I love AEW, like I don't fuck with WWE. But WWE's not bad. It's just not your thing. It's like genres of music at this point. And that's what I think is so good about these collaborations because you can see each company with their own specific flair and like the collaboration, it's unique. Like you don't know what quite you're gonna get from it. Like I think Worlds Collide is genuinely one of the best examples where the real goofiness of AAA blend in with the, I guess, like
Where's the sports
soap
entertainment?
opera style of WWE is it's just so entertaining.
But like this is the thing. I think WWE is sports entertainment. It literally always has been. Like you're talking like wrestling purity and stuff. That's probably not WWE. They are sports entertainment. They are they're an easy to consume product for the masses. That is generally what WWE has been. That's why they're so successful. That's why they've got so much pop culture appeal because they are easy to consume as a product. Whereas AEW, some guy put a fucking fork in the other guy's face the other day. That's not an easy to consume product. That's something you've got to be kind of a wrestling fan to watch and stumble
Yeah.
upon. They approach things differently, but it doesn't mean that one of them is better or more right than the other. It's just I'm going to approach wrestling differently because I see wrestling differently to you. That's all this literally is. And if you want to enjoy all of it, enjoy all of it. If you want to enjoy just TNA or just AEW, fine, but don't be a dick about it online. Don't be like, oh, if you watch WWE, you don't even like wrestling. Like, oh, like AEW is just for marks. Just shut up, man. Just enjoy
Yeah.
it. Just enjoy
Like
wrestling.
Corey really hates a specific type of like AEW wrestling where it is like, and people online say it as well, like the no sell spot fest. And I can understand if someone doesn't like looking at that and they don't like it's not what they want from wrestling. But when I see it, that's normally some of the times where I'm like, this is stupid as shit. But in like a good way. Like I'm enjoying it. I think it's so good what we have in the modern day of just being able to watch so much different types of wrestling and it's all so accessible. Like at any point in time, like back like 10 or so years ago, like you had to pay for what was it, like New Japan World
New
or whatever
Japan
it was.
World, yeah, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
Don't worry, it wasn't like really expensive. But when I'm
yeah,
paying
it
for
wasn't
New
expensive,
Japan
but it was
World
just
and WWE Network at the time,
it was so getting out of the way. Like you had to go so out of the way just to like enjoy a different style of wrestling. Forbidden Door, I can almost get my New Japan fix from watching AEW, and that's before I even consider actually just watching New Japan. Like it's great.
yeah. I mean, I used to have to like buy individual pay-per-views for like Ring of Honor. Like I used to buy a Ring of Honor pay-per-view to watch it, spend like 40 quid to like, or 30, 40 quid or whatever it was to just buy a Ring of Honor pay-per-view and watch it. Whereas now, like, it's an easy to consume media. Wrestling's basically become, when you go to like an all-you-can-eat buffet, right? And back in the, when you were a kid, right? You'd pick up the chicken nuggets, you pick up the chips, you pick up your basic food that you knew you liked, right? That was WWE. It was your
Mm.
basic food that you know you like, WWE. Whereas now you're an adult, you go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, you'd have a bit of this. I want to try that. I want to have a little bit of that. I want to try a bit of this. It's like in everything. It's like in all of the wrestling. And you might like it, you might have it and go, that's kind of shit. I don't like that. I'm not going to eat that again. So you just don't watch it. Fine.
Mm.
You're not going to go tell everyone how much you hate it, are you? You're just going to not have it again.
Yeah, like if
You
you
know,
end up and you're like, oh, actually, you know what? I was right the first time. Chicken nuggets and chips. That does me. That's cool.
yeah.
Like if you want to go to the buffet and just have as many chicken nuggets and chips as you want, you go for it. But just the fact that you can makes it up now. You can. Oh, maybe I want to try some like some Chinese chicken, or I want to try like maybe like a taco or some shit. It's good, you know. It's. I think it's a shame that we are getting so tribal, like tribalistic with our wrestling fandom. When I think the best display, like when we did the Monday Scramble, like Scramble with or whatever we called that show, every single person we had like a segment with had a completely different outlook of like what they thought was like good and bad wrestling.
Yeah.
Callum really liked like deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah.
He would have gone in and got like the spiciest chicken wings he could have got out of that buffet. And like, you know what? Maybe every so often, I do enjoy a spicy chicken wing. But that's the point. We could go in as TGP and we'd all have slightly different plates, but none of us are right or wrong. It's just great that we have the buffet.
Back in the day, realistically, there
Back in the
wasn't a
day, we were at
buffet.
Mackey's every day.
There was no
It
buffet.
wasn't great.
There was no buffet. You were a one-stop shop, right? That was it. You were done. So enjoy being a wrestling fan right now because it's as good as it's ever been,
Yeah,
right?
I agree. I think it is actually is. This is the best wrestling's ever been. Maybe my only caveat is I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I think the Roman Reigns Bloodline era was the best wrestling's ever been. But that's just me. It was
That's
just
the best.
because the
That's the
buffet for
best
me
WWE's
was
been.
only
Maybe
good shit that I wanted.
Kyle wanted the job of the guy that rubs the baby oil on Roman Reigns before he goes out. That's Kyle's dream
Yeah.
job. That's what he wanted.
Everyone's bashing him like, oh, he's a part timer. Doug, he could never show up again, and I'd still love that guy.
The part of some wrestlers' appeal is that they're a part timer. So when they come back, you're like, this is the best thing in the world because this person's now back.
The novelty of there only being a limited amount of times you get to see someone, newsflash, that makes it more interesting. You ever watch boxing, bro? Like, it's like the novelty of something being precious, it being like this, oh, once in a lifetime, worlds collide, forbidden door. That's what you enjoy. It's the specialness of seeing shit that you don't get to see a lot, and that's why I like Roman Reigns now. I actually prefer him now, in a way.
He's just a guy. He's the guy. He doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to do anything. He just walks
Every
out
time
and
he
it's
shows
like,
up, I'm like,
there he is.
oh,
There's the guy.
there's my guy. Yeah.
He doesn't have to. He don't have to do anything. It's just there's the guy,
No.
and that's all that matters. Look, we're going to end it there on our first episode of Wrestling Coffee. Considering
Oh,
that we
I
went
got
into
one more
this,
question. I got one more
go
question.
on, go on. You go. Come on, talk to me.
What has been your best collaboration in wrestling? Just
I
that you
think it's
know
what we've done. I was about to say
that we've done.
we've got a few, but like
I don't
our
think we
most
want to go
viewed
into
video is
nothing crannies
KCW.
of that one.
No, so my best collaboration in wrestling. I think purely, to be honest, like, and this is from me childhood way. It is WWE and TNA at the minute, purely because when we were kids, tribal wasn't even the word. It was die hard. It was like ECW in WWE, right? When they got together, ECW fans completely rejected it. As a like pure ECW fans hated WWE. You ever watch, you want to go back, watch One Night Stand 2006. They hated every single WWE guy there. Tribal. So for the fact that WWE and TNA are now like a team is goated for me. I'm so like I still can't believe it. It still feels like a bit of a fever dream. I'm going to throw it back to you, Carl.
Yeah, it especially felt like a fever dream. I cannot believe the feeling I felt when Joe Hendry came out on NXT with the belt, and it was like the announcer going like, "Oh, this is for the TNA World Championship." I was like, "What the fuck? What world have we found ourselves in? This is so surreal." It was amazing for me. I talk about it a lot. Forbidden Door. It seems like every single event I just absolutely fucking love. It's just so good. And it basically is just like it feels like the natural progress of AEW. They came in as like essentially almost like an offshoot of New Japan and Ring of Honor, and now they're doing shows with New Japan where they've also had the time to grow their own version of these talents. So like I guess like Swerve is now he's completely different from what he used to be, and he's amazing. And seeing him interact with like that side of wrestling is just so interesting. Same with like MJF, and it's just great. It's like it's so nice to see this interaction between two companies with very very uh, synergetic styles of wrestling. They both almost have the same ideas, so when they do interact, it's like just an extreme version of those ideas. It's great.
I think I think it's better that AEW do it with New Japan than WWE because it works
Yeah.
so much better than. And it's the same with TNA with WWE because they're similarish products. So it feels like both companies have decided to partner with companies that work for their company. It feels all really intentional, which is really well thought out for wrestling, which is not always well
Yeah,
thought out in
these
wrestling, is it?
these two sides where people get tribalistic, they only interact with companies that really do synergize with their idea of wrestling, which is great because it means kind of like you get just more of what you want. Eventually, though, I would love to see some AEW WWE stuff. I know it's like it's a dream, it's never gonna happen, but we also said that a bit about TNA. You know, we
Wrestling,
said that about WCW and WWE. You know what I mean?
there is no bigger um, like never say never than wrestling. Wrestling is the epitome of never say never. All of the
Exactly.
things that you think will never happen could feasibly happen in wrestling.
Because you've got all these ex WWE guys who have gotten like not everyone who's gone to AEW has gotten better, but there are definitely people who have gone to AEW and have gotten a lot better.
Like
And
Christian,
seeing that interaction, the Shield triple threat, man. Imagine
it's bigger now because like Roman
it's
Reigns
so
is
much bigger
as
now.
big as he's ever been. Seth Rollins is probably one of the best things in WWE. RIP Seth's knee, by the way.
I think all three of them have never been better than they are now.
They're all completely at the top of their game. And you go into that match now, genuinely, you'd have no idea who would win. No
That's
idea.
my dream. A Shield triple threat is my actual dream. But that's it from me. You know,
We dream.
I got to glaze Roman Reigns a little bit. It's only right.
We're sat here, we're dreaming, you know, never say never in wrestling. This actually turned into a really good conversation, like almost intelligent, which is kind of weird.
Almost.
Like
We didn't quite get there, but it was
not
almost
quite, but like we actually had a good discussion about wrestling. If this is what
This was
wrestling
a
Corey's
Monday
doing,
Scramble-esque episode. I'll give you
but it's just better because I'm better than Corey.
that.
Come at me,
Well,
Corey.
that's for the fans. That's for the fans to decide.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yeah, that's for. Yeah, I
Right,
don't know, but just take us out. I'm good. I got everything I wanted to say.
right, to everyone that listens to TGP Wrestling, and I looked at the analytics this morning, and I'm actually genuinely surprised with where we're at. Right, we have a much bigger follow. We have more than 50 actual followers on Spotify. Followers. I don't follow any podcast on Spotify. I just will listen to them when I see them. We have actual
Yeah, neither
followers
do
on
I.
Spotify. We have over nearly 2,000 downloads on Spotify on our episodes. Like, we've genuinely made a product that we all enjoy. We hope you enjoy, and Wrestling Coffee is the new era to that. So, Kyle,
Every week, boys. Every week.
every week we're going to drink coffee. I
Every day I'm
promise
gonna
you.
drink coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a coffee today and 3 cups of tea, but wrestling tea did not sound as good. And we
It
have,
just sounds like we're trying to gossip.
yeah, it does. And we also have 35% of our Spotify listeners that listen from America. And I feel like tea kind of isn't as popular in America. So I feel like coffee is more widely acceptable as a beverage, as if that's what this is about.
Oh, and the trademark Monday Scramble never end. This is the true successor of the Monday Scramble. Me and
I
Corey
feel it.
wouldn't end for like 5-10 minutes, and now you're not ending for 5-10 minutes. It's beautiful. It's come full circle.
Last question I'm asking you: what coffee did you drink today? We should do that every episode.
I drank a Dolce Gusto instant
Oh
coffee.
my god! Look at this bougie queen with his
Um,
Dolce Gusto.
I drank it Intenso Americano because I like black coffee.
I also like black coffee, so we agree. I had a Nescafe Zero.
Oh.
Nice little.
See, now I'm gonna feel like I need to change next week just to surprise you.
Oh yeah, you need to change every week. You need to come back next week and say like you had a double fat mochaccino from Starbucks.
Oh, that is actually a good shout. At some point, we should actually go out and get a coffee to actually show off.
We have that as the intro.
Yeah,
We actually go and buy a coffee, or do
we
it
do.
from
It's
a
a business
Starbucks.
expense.
Yeah, it is. It is. We hadn't checked our business account in months, and now we've got enough to go to Starbucks. So thanks, guys, for
Yeah.
the subscriptions. Right, we're going to end it there. I've been Adam.
Yeah.
Kyle's been Kyle. Any last words, Kyle?
Long live the Monday Scramble.
And from the ashes is Wrestling Coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.